Okay, so now we're going to talk about our last set of confusing words and commonly confused words, either based on their spelling or their pronunciations. And we just remember, to recap, we really need to commit those to our memory because they're things that are easily confusable, and people get them confused all the time. But they're really vital whenever you're trying to get points on an essay, writing a good rhetorical analysis, something like that. It can really confuse the reader. It can confuse you when you're trying to use that communication and you use something in the wrong context or have the wrong spelling. So, we're going to talk about 3 sets today. Now, I'll start with T. This one is two, two, and two. They're all spelled differently. They all mean the different things, but they all sound the exact same. T-O is toward. You're moving toward a goal. You're going to a certain place. So that's easy to remember because the word to is actually in toward. And you could say, like, I went to the store after school. I'm going to go to this place. So anything you're trying to achieve a goal, either kind of figuratively or you're literally going toward a place. Now, 2 we obviously know is the number, but sometimes it can get, confusing if you're just writing something really quickly. And this, again, is something that spell check won't get whenever you're trying to type it because it's still, a word, but if you're trying to use this sense of the word, no one's going to catch that on your, electronic device that you're trying to use with, either if you're using Microsoft Word or something like that. It's not going to get caught because it technically is spelled correctly, it's just not in the right context. So this one obviously is the number. 2 students didn't turn in their homework. And, the last one is T-O-O. Now this one usually gets confused with these. These 2 usually get confused the most just because it's, hard to remember which one means which. But this one, when you're using 2 with 2 O's, you're meaning also or as well or excessively. And a way I like to remember that is because you have excessive amounts of O's and it means excessively. That might be saying, I want to go see the play too, or you could replace that with as well. You might also say it in a sentence like, I have had too much to eat today. So it's anything in excess or saying as well. Now these are probably the words that I see confused the most out of any words that are commonly confused. These are the ones that I see, used for each other the most probably. That's there, and there. They're all spelled differently, they all mean different things, but they all sound the same. So it can be hard, especially because there are 3 of them, to remember which ones go with which context. There, T-H-E-R-E, indicates a location. So you would say, there is a hole in your shoe. Or, we are going to go there after church. Something like that. Now there, with an apostrophe, we learn about contractions and we know what they mean. And it's the contractions of the words they are. So if you're going to say, they're in Australia again for the summer, or they're going to the store, anytime you're replacing that for the words they are, that's when you use this. And then this one, T-H-E-I-R, is a possessive of the form they. So you could use 2 of these in the same sentence if you were saying they're going to their house. Their house would be the possessive form of they in that sense. Now, you could say their house is at the end of the block. So it's just, something you have to commit to memory, which ones are which. This one's pretty easy because it's a contraction. We know what that means. And so these 2 are really the ones you have to kind of just memorize which one means which. And again, it's easy. It's something that Microsoft Word won't catch just because they might be spelled the same, just in different contexts. So it's something you just have to think carefully about. And the last ones, again, I see these really commonly as well. It's something that I see confused all the time, especially if you're, looking on Facebook or somewhere where it's, not as vital to kind of check your grammar, but they get confused a lot. So this is, again, something to commit to memory. Now, than with an A is whenever you're making a comparison. So you would say, I would rather go to the mall than the library. So anytime there's a comparison, I would rather do this than that. Or, that girl is taller than that girl. Now, if you're saying then with an E, you're saying at the time or next. So you're using it as a form of like time. You're saying either at a specific time, then, or then I went to the store. So anything doing with time. You would say, I studied for my exam, then I went to bed, and that's, kind of showing a succession of time there. So just again, to recap, these are really important just to memorize because they're things that can be easily confused, and it happens to the best of us, but we really need to make an effort to read more carefully and think more carefully about the words we're using.